And we're live. We're back. The chat is now back on, and we are getting right back to radar as we have a possible tornado on the ground just south of Tecumseh right now. This is a scary place to be if you're in Tecumseh right now. Not a very strong rotation. Oh, I take that back. Yeah, not a very strong rotation, but enough to produce a tornado, I would definitely say. That Helcor has definitely significantly increased, but I would just be very careful. And I forgot that. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. There we go. Go. Bang. All right. So the velocities and what I'm looking at isn't really matching, but these storms have really popped off in the last literally 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, these storms have went from nothing to something to be looking at. Literally went from just a shower to a pretty intense tailcore right there. With a little bit of rotation on the back end, this could be dangerous, guys. So be very, very careful. Where is that hook located? Is my question. Right about there. Okay, so we do have a little bit. Do we have any debris in the air? Let's look. No, we do not. We do not have any debris in the air right now. Or tricked me, and I need to be better about that. But we do have a hook echo just south of Tecumseh. This storm right here is starting to become more severe. This storm headed towards Earlsboro. Headed to the west of Earlsboro is significantly intensifying very rapidly. We have the storm to the north. If it merges, it could become a very strong supercell. With the ingredients that we have tonight, it's not very possible for a tornado to happen, but if it merges and spins the right way, it could happen, and it won't be a strong one, but tornado is tornado, guys, and it is life threatening when you're talking about tornadoes. So we're already looking at that. Let's go down here to Texas and Henrietta. Look at these storms right here, and they are messing with the same ingredients that we have tonight in Oklahoma. That storm does have some rotation. That storm is mainly just a hail core. Texas, headed up towards Temple, Haskins, can't talk today, but that's okay. We really have no people on this Tecumseh storm, which is fine. But Blanchard, I would be getting ready for your hail and severe wind precautions, which is just stay away from windows because they could possibly break. So just be careful. Again, that's Blanchard, just west of Dibble, and just south of Blanchard, headed up towards Blanchard and possibly Newcastle. Yeah, we're looking at this next, hopefully, to come in the next minute or so for this storm just south of Tecumseh, seeing what it does when it's starting to merge. And it is starting to merge. But we really have to look at this, look at the velocities. Velocities have weakened. Weakened in the center, have strengthened a little bit on the backside. But let's look at the hail core. Still a intense hail core right there, just east of Earlsboro. And very good chance you have some nickel to dime to quarter sized hail headed George's way. But yeah, hydrometer classification. We can look at 3D, guys, if y'all want to, real quick. 3D. Give me 3D, please. back, make sure my face cam is still on. We're still good. Ian, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just we have a chance for tornadoes tonight, so just be very careful. Yes, we are looking at a hook on that bottom side, but it doesn't mean just because we have a hook does not mean that we have a tornado. There is some hail with this storm, and with the mergers, it could potentially intensify over the next 10 to 20 minutes and produce tornado. What I'm looking at is with the ingredients tonight, that is a small possibility, not a big possibility, but there's a small possibility of that. Again, we're only working with a 2% chance for tornadoes tonight. The tornado perimeters are very, very low. So, yes, we have a chance for tornadoes. Are they going to be big? No. I can confidently say that. Will we get tornadoes? Possibly. But that's all I'm going to say about that. We never know what's going to happen. We just know when it could happen, how it could happen. We don't know how strong it's going to be. But tonight, I can promise you, we will not be getting a strong tornado. Possibly one or two, yes, not a strong one. Headed north towards Blanchard and Newcastle. This storm has been reported with quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. We do have storm trackers on that, and I would be able to call them here in a minute if y'all want me to. But Ian, bro, it's been a minute. How you been, bro? How you been, bro? How's life been, bro? We have not got the new scan in just yet. It does look like we still do have that hook on the bottom side. Um, and the rotation does seem to be weakened with this storm, which is a very, very good thing, which means we are only working with hail and severe winds tonight, guys, which is exactly what I wanted. I did not want a tornado to catch somebody off guard in November. But it's sad if somebody gets caught off guard. As you can see, I do think we do have a little bit of a cold front here, guys. Let me draw it out for you here. I do think that we do have a warm front here, and if as that's moving south, as that's moving south, and that's moving north, um, we do if that tends to get ahead of it, then we will, after that line gets ahead of the storms, we do not have a chance for tornadoes, which is good, which I will be here for the hail anyways. But that is currently moving south, but that's currently not moving very much right now. Let's go back to the Earlsboro and to the east of Shawnee right now. The velocities have been updated. There's no strong wind. There's no strong velocities in this, and this could intensify, but I would be watching out. We do have a very significant hailstorm right here in Earlsboro. That is the hail core as it continues to merge with these showers to the north and possibly thunderstorms to the north. It could intensify. It probably will, just with the way that the storms are moving. And this could be a major hailstorm. So Craig, Johnson, anybody who lives to the east of Shawnee, please be very, very, very careful with this possible severe hail and possible supercell headed your way. Going back to Blanchard and the new scan that we got for that, the hail core does seem to be weakening. Yes, the hail core is weakening. The storm isn't growing that much, which it is not working with the same environments that the storm over here is. This storm over to the right is isolated, which means it gets all of the energy by itself. This storm over here near Blanchard, you can see that there's storms moving around it, and all of those storms are sucking in this energy. With these storms, they can suck energy together, and that's how they form and become bigger. Is they suck energy, storm energy, in together as they form, and that's what intensifies them. 806 is currently 806, November 19th, 2025. This is a small severe weather outbreak that I am currently covering. We can look at 3D actually, which is actually kind of crazy. These are all of the storm peaks, as you can see. Um, the storm peaks are really, really high. Some of these smaller storms even have crazy tall peaks. Um, Actually, let's look at echo tops really quick because I could look at that. Tops 3D. We are looking at how many feet? 45,000 feet, guys. That's actually insane. Um, we do have some cloud cover connecting these two storms. So would be a monster storm. Any new scans? Not yet. It's 8:08. We should be getting a new scan here in just a minute, guys. This will really tell us what is going on with this Earlsboro storm, and tell us what's going on with that. We possibly could look at velocities. Still 8:04. Look at coefficient correlation. 809. We do not have any debris on the ground from that south side, but there is still a lot of hail in this area right here. We did just get a new scan. Let's look at reflectivity. Yes, we did. Okay, this storm has officially merged. This storm has officially merged and is headed towards Prague. Prague, if you live in Prague, please take your severe weather precautions. This storm it has half dollar sized hail, probably closer to half dollars. So that'd be what I would say close to dollar sized hail. Not like dollar bill, but like the little gold dollar bills. I would say that it has hail closer to that. It does have a slight bit of rotation with the storm, but nothing very significant yet. Moving on to this Blanchard storm, it does look like it has intensified even with the storms around it. And it does look like it could. It doesn't. Hold on, let me look over here. Okay, so this does currently have a hail streak with it, which means it has bigger hail than originally thought. Most of these storms do not have very big hail, but mostly you will just get rain out of these storms. The main storm that we are looking at is this Earlsboro storm. This could be carrying dollar sized hail with it, and possibly could produce a tornado here in just a minute. If it plays its cards right, I would not take it to Vegas, as David Payne would call it. I would not make that bet. If it does start to strengthen as it merges and becomes a screaming eagle, then yes, I would take it to Vegas. But we did see a hook echo earlier with this storm. We do not currently see a hook echo with it. The chances for a tornado are very, very low. We should be getting a new scan here in a minute. Okay, so the severe thunderstorm warning has just been taken off of this Blanchard storm, um, and that means that the hail core has possibly decreased, and it does not carry high enough winds to be a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's look at all the current alerts that we have. We have three. We have two down in Texas, and we have one. Actually, let's go to this one in Texas. Because this one could be producing something significant. I think it's this one, right? Yep. Okay, this one does have a pretty large hail core with it. So people in Terrell, Ryan, Petrolia, Texas, or Oklahoma, please take your severe weather cautions. Going back up into this Shawnee storm, we did just get a new scan. Does look like it does look like it has intensified just a little bit, just with the way that it's reaching out for energy. Now this reach out right here with these little fingers, um, right here. It could be successful if it reaches and finds some energy that it needs to. It could very well intensify even more with the merger. We see this all the time with merging storms and not hot temperatures. These storms tend to want to merge, and then once they merge, they don't have enough energy around them to actually merge and become a significant storm as one big one. And so they merge and then they reach out for energy. Now, one thing that we don't know right now is if it reaches out, it could find a pocket of cape or storm energy. And if it does, then it will intensify. Chances are it's probably not going to, and it should weaken here in the next 15 minutes. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning on this Verdon Chickasha thunderstorm. It does not have any, it does have some slight rotation with it, and it does look like it has that little inflow notch, which could be nothing, could be something. We'll just keep an eye on it here pretty soon, but that is starting to intensify. So, guys, Pockeset, Amber, Verdon, please start taking your severe weather precautions with this storm that is headed your way. Going back to the Shawnee Johnson storm, it's already past Shawnee. Like I said, it has those little fingers reaching out, kind of trying to reach out for either spin right there, right there, that looks more like a spinny, but it's not going to spin for a minute. It's just reaching out for energy. Um, right now, it doesn't have very much. It actually looks like it's cycling a little bit. Yeah, let's go back and look at this storm because it could have a tornado. It does look like there's nothing really there. Nothing really there. But if we go back and look, it has that little hook echo, and it does kind of look like it's getting shot up into it. Now we won't know anything till like the next few scans to see if it's actually cycling. But if it is, we'll know. We're still waiting on that next scan to see directly what is going on. What? Again, tomorrow we do have a chance for more severe weather like this. So just be aware tomorrow. Take your regular severe weather precautions. Just kind of get ready for tomorrow. We're looking at this possibly being an overnight event. So be very, very careful in the morning hours tomorrow if you get caught up in a warning. Can't really tell what's going on. There's no rotation. There's no rotation with the southern storm either. Always have to watch for that though. Honestly, I think we're really just getting rain. This Hellcore has definitely weakened, so we're not looking at as big as hail as we have before. But at the same time, excuse me, um, but at the same time, guys, with it being a merger, it could intensify. So be very, very careful. We are waiting on that new scan. Guys, I will be right back. I have to go take a break real quick, but I will be right back. What's up, guys? I'm back. And whoa, okay. So this storm has intensified pretty significantly, and this storm has weakened pretty significantly. Yeah, it looks like after the merge, it was. And we have some south side rotation on this one already, I can tell. We need that new scan in, but um, most of these storms are starting to weaken, which is actually crazy. I think they didn't burst through that cap, but we are waiting on this next storm right here. Does look like it might start having some rotation. It did pop that down. It does look like it has an inflow notch, but we are just going to watch that very, very carefully. Hey, ya. Hey, ya. Hey, ya. Hey, ya. We are 2 minutes off of this new scan. Let's drop down here and look at these storms. This storm has actually weakened, which is crazy. It went from like tennis ball size hail to $50 size hail. It's wild. By the way, I am using this Radar Omega. If y'all want to go and try it out, please do. This is my favorite radar. Um, this is just able to give me a bunch of data and stuff on my phone. I don't have it pulled up because it feels like it's kind of in the way for live streams. But guys, if you want a really good radar, um, and you pay the same for other radars, please go check out um, Radar Omega. They have so much cool data on here. It's awesome. I can check temperatures, wind speeds, things like that. When there's a storm headed, you know, east of Shawnee, I can look and see if the wind is pushing towards or away from the storm, telling me if the storm is weakening or strengthening. Speaking of, I probably need to check that on my phone. Hey, yeah, dun, 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 dun. Hey, yeah. There we go. We are waiting on this new scan to come in so that we can look at these storms. You're literally just waiting on one more scan to determine if this storm is rotating or not. If it is, it has a lot of energy right now to possibly produce a tornado. If it doesn't, then you know it's not 80 degrees outside, so it's really not that surprising. But if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? So we did get that new scan. This is kind of falling apart here, guys. It really is falling apart, which isn't really that surprising, honestly. I kind of expected it to. after the merge and it being able to try and reach out for storms and it not being able to do so. But with this storm, it looks like it's trying to produce or become a supercell. Um, does it have any rotation? It does not currently, but it could start to rotate as it starts to become a supercell. So waiting on that next scan here to see what it is about to do. Like I said, it could easily strengthen or it couldn't. You never really know, guys. You never really know. Just gotta play the cards how they're dealt. So working on the right side of me. No, 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 no. Still waiting on that next scan here, guys. Waiting on that next scan here, guys. Well, what's up, dude? We are looking at a possible supercell forming just south of Minko and just to the southwest of Tuttle, headed north. This could be a possible supercell if it plays its cards right. That next scan doesn't really give me much, except for this is falling apart. We knew that before. That's just gonna be rain. We knew that before. Um, yeah, that's really all I got right now, honestly. Just waiting on the next scan. It doesn't look like it's going to be very. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't think it's going to strengthen here really soon, honestly. But that's just my opinion. What is up, guy? Oh, crap. Hold on, let me extend this so I can see. The first tropical cyclone formed over near Australia. That's awesome. Well, I guess it's not awesome because it's catastrophic, but I guess that's cool. I guess that's pretty cool, dude. It's called Fina. Like, wait, is this a current storm? I haven't been kind of looking at it, I guess. I don't know. Is this current? Or was this a while ago? Right now? Let me give it a look then. Let me go back over here real quick, and then I'll look at it on my phone. That's kind of cool, dude. I might be messing with some settings here pretty soon. Following the path. How strong is it gonna be? Hold on. Expected to be a Cat 3 over Australia? That's insane. That's actually crazy. I will definitely be looking at that, dude. I really appreciate you shouting that out for me. With me being in Oklahoma, we don't really hear about international stuff. We hear about Oklahoma stuff, and we hear about coast stuff. We don't really hear about international stuff, honestly. Um, so that's thanks for telling me. Plague Inc. What about Plague Inc.? There's really no rotation with this storm. There's really no rotation. I think I may head out then, guys, honestly. There's really nothing severe right now other than that, but it's not intensifying very much. So I think that's where I call it a night, guys, honestly. Thanks for joining me. I tried to stay on it while it was hot and ready and going, but it quickly died out, honestly. I thought it was going to be tornadic, never turned tornadic. Thought there was going to be a small chance for tornadoes, but it's really just hail and wind, and then it weakens because it's not hot enough right now, guys. Air instability's there. Shear really wasn't there, but we can still get tornadoes without wind shear. So, yeah, I think that's where I call it a night because every storm is really just faded off. That storm that I thought was going to be tornadic isn't really anymore, and it's not going to become a supercell. The storm down near Texas really kind of faded away. So or is currently weakening because it's really not hot enough for this stuff right now, guys. So, thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody who texted in chat. But yeah, thanks for joining, and y'all have a good one. Peace out.